Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sports Talk. I'm Nick.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jackson.
And I'm Ant.
And today's debate is, who's your MVP candidate right now? Who's your prediction? We're going to all make a claim. It might not be the popular claim, but we're going to make a claim and try to win your vote. So, Mike, let's start with you. Who's your MVP prediction?
All right, well, my MVP prediction is going to stay the same. Is the old video up?
I think so. I think we still got one.
Did we post it or no?
Yeah, yes it is. Yes it is. Yes it is.
The old video is up. I said Russell Wilson in the beginning of the year, and his numbers are backing him up. But he is turning the ball over more than I would like, but he still has 30 touchdowns. I just want to make sure I get this right. 30 touchdowns, 2,986 yards, and they just beat the Arizona Cardinals last night, which puts them in first in the division. I think that solidifies it for him. I'm going to show you a couple of examples on why this guy is the MVP. Nick, I'm going to share the screen.
Go ahead.
Nick, you got to enable it.
Give me 1 second, fellas. Go ahead. You should be good.
Can you see it?
Yep.
So,
All right, here. Throws like this win you an MVP award. This guy's been in the hunt for years. This year, they're finally letting him throw the football, and he's going to win the MVP. Stepping up in the pocket, finding Metcalf in the corner of the end zone, and here's another dot. Best deep ball in the game right here, Russell Wilson. And this is why he's going to be the league MVP this year. Him beating Kyler Murray last night, in my opinion, solidifies it. How do I stop this? All right, Jackson, you're up.
so my MVP case, a little biased, but I'm going to try to be unbiased as possible. It's Patrick Mahomes, quarterback of the Chiefs. We all know Pat Mahomes. He's putting up crazy numbers right now. He's got 25 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's on pace for he's played 9 games. So it's 47 touchdowns to 2 picks all year. I mean, that. And Mike, you see those throws Wilson makes, and Mahomes does the exact same thing he does. So, I mean, yeah, Wilson's in the hunt, and him not getting an MVP vote his whole career might lean voters towards him to vote him as MVP. But I mean, it's just Mahomes is just playing the most unreal football I've ever seen him play.
See, the problem
he's just
with Mahomes is us as viewers have become – it's so normal for Patrick Mahomes to play like that, and I think that can hurt him in MVP voting. It's almost like we expect that from him.
I guess that's true, but he's not I watch a lot of Chiefs game, obviously.
But that shouldn't take away from him getting those votes.
It shouldn't,
Exactly.
Just because
we've seen it in the NBA for years with LeBron James. LeBron James should be in the conversation every year, but he doesn't win it because.
So okay, so I saw something on. I don't remember. I saw on ESPN. I don't remember who the writer was or whoever it was. They said. I mean, I didn't agree with it. They said they should change the MVP award to the Patrick Mahomes award because we all know Patrick Mahomes is just going to be that guy every year who should always be in the talk, like what you said with LeBron James. But I think even though, it's Pat Mahomes and we expect him to do it, I think he should still get a little bit recognition for it, and he should be getting a couple votes this year.
All right,
so, Ant.
taking the running back out of Tennessee, plays for the New Orleans Saints, Alvin Kamara. I don't know if he's going to get 1,000 like McCaffrey did last year. He's pretty much on pace. He's got, I think, 500 yards rushing, 7 TDs. I know he's got almost 600 yards receiving, had 3 touchdowns last week. He just does everything. You take him off the Saints are – I mean, Latavius Murray plays well because he's in the role behind Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara is, to me, a very underrated running back. Not underrated running back, but very underrated running the ball as a running back. Everyone likes to look at him like a pass-catching back, but I think he can do everything to the best of the NFL, honestly.
And that for
right
me brings up the
Christian
most.
McCaffrey.
It's the most valuable player talk is most valuable player. If Russell Wilson's not on the Seahawks, I mean, they're nothing. Same with Kamara. It's who's the most valuable player.
Last year, I honestly thought Christian McCaffrey should have been the MVP of the league. The NFL,
He didn't even get any votes.
They just don't lean towards the running back position. I said,
Kamara won't get any votes either this year, but I think it's a little messed up.
I would say it won't be Kamara, but McCaffrey should have won it last year, in my opinion.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree.
Let me put it this way, and I like every single one of your claims and yada yada, but let me start this, okay? First things first, realistically, the NFL should make two different awards for this. It should be the MVP, the quarterback award that we all know, and because the quarterback wins it almost every year. And there should be an MVP award that is for any other position besides the quarterback, because people like Christian McCaffrey last year and Alvin Kamara, who's doing it all this year, should have this award. I mean, if you really look at most valuable player, teams cannot do what they do without Kamara or McCaffrey last year. But that's besides the point right now. Right now, I'm making the claim of the guy who I stated on that video too, Mike, with you. If you guys go back and watch their MVP video, Kyler Murray. Now, listen. Nobody wants another mobile quarterback for MVP back-to-back years. That's the only reason why this guy's not getting looked at, besides his 8 interceptions. Listen to this. He has 19 passing touchdowns. All right, that's underwhelming. But let's say if he keeps this rate going, he'll have 30 passing touchdowns. He has 8 interceptions. All right, that's bad, right? I understand. But if he continues the yards that he's throwing as well, he'll be 4,230 yards with 30 touchdowns. That's over a 4,000-yard passer with 30 passing touchdowns. Now let's get into the rushing. He'll just be short of 1,000 yards rushing. He'll have 990 yards rushing. And he'll have 16 rushing touchdowns. And if I'm not mistaken, that will be Cam Newton's record, which I'm pretty sure was 14 or 15 back in 2011.
Yeah.
Right? His rookie year.
I hear
So,
you.
I mean, go ahead.
I'm going to tell you why that's not going to happen. One, what's wrong with Kyler Murray? How many yards did Kyler Murray run for last night?
Not as much.
15 yards. You know why?
He
The
was hurt.
shoulder injury. That's going to slow him down for the rest of the year running the football because that's their quarterback. They don't want their franchise quarterback who gives them the best chance of winning to get hurt running the football when he doesn't need to. So his rush yards, he's not going to stay at the same average he's been at the first half of the year. And another reason why Kyler Murray will not be the MVP is because the Arizona Cardinals will not win that division. The Seattle Seahawks will win that division, and Russell Wilson will be the MVP.
Here's my argument back to Russell Wilson. For one, okay, Russell Wilson has good targets. I mean, I know we got DeAndre Hopkins. But you got to understand, you got DK Metcalf, who's arguably one of the best receivers in the NFL. And you got Tyler Lockett, which would be really nice. Now, I know, again, we got old man Fitz and stuff, which is
Listen,
very
the Cardinals' weapons aren't bad by any means.
No, but what I'm saying is this. To me, you go back to that injury last night, this guy almost beat the Seattle Seahawks with his throwing shoulder hurt, okay?
Yeah. Also, that's the worst defense in football. I remember I had a debate with Ant saying when you have a good defense, you get more opportunities. The Seattle Seahawks defense is the worst defense in football.
Yeah, but man, I'm telling you this much.
Pittsburgh's got a better defense than Russell Wilson has, which is going to open up better opportunities. Field position.
I don't know if Arizona's defense ain't that great. I mean,
better
they
than
got
the Seahawks.
how I know right now, statistically wise, it is.
Better than the Seahawks.
But what I'm trying to say, and Seahawks just got Jamal Adams back. I mean, you saw what impact.
Who has been? Nah,
Been
I
awful.
don't know about that one.
Jamal Adams hasn't been too good.
He has
been
not
good,
been good.
The
but he
Seahawks
just
didn't
got
have
back.
that big in that trade.
You're right. I agree. I don't think what they gave up was terrible, but Jamal Adams is still a good safety. But here's my point to you. Okay. Kyler Murray last night proved that he couldn't win with a shoulder injury, right? But he fought hard. He fought back. And to me, I don't look at statistics. I know that's what we all look at here, but he is playing great football through an injury. And will he have the same exact numbers as Russell Wilson does throwing the football? No, but this guy might have about 1,000 yards rushing. He's on pace to beat Lamar's numbers.
You could
from
say
Lamar last year.
that's not on pace. Is just taking consideration of what he did in the past. It's not taking in consideration of him not running the ball as much because of his shoulder injury. They don't want him to take any more hits than he needs to take. You're gonna watch the graphic. You saw it last night. He's gonna run the ball less going forward.
It's probably possible. We'll have to wait and see. Jackson, anything else?
I think it's for the NFC West. It's like what Mike said. If Seattle wins that division, it's going to Russell Wilson. If the Cardinals, even if they come in second, it's going to go to Wilson because they won the division.
I honestly, I mean, looking at it right now,
Russell Wilson has disappeared in a couple games too that no one's
He
talking
has.
about.
Yeah,
He has
struggled.
disappeared.
I mean, what do you have? 4 turnovers versus the Bills?
Yeah.
I mean,
Against
You
the
can't do
Rams, he
that.
wasn't the greatest either.
Rams defense is the real deal, though. I seriously think the Rams defense is.
Yeah, but Mike, when you have those weapons on offense, like you just said,
That weapon on all. I didn't
And-
say,
and
I didn't say that.
it's MVPs. They can tear apart good
Right.
defenses.
When you're playing against the number 1 cornerback in football and he covers your number 1
but
receiver,
you probably have the best number 2 wide receiver in football,
arguably.
arguably. So they're saying DK Metcalf may be the best receiver in football. Who's the number 1 there? Honestly, it's Tyler Lockett. DK is the number 2
I think
because
that's,
Tyler Lockett
that's a
gets
1A,
all the
1B
attention.
situation over there.
No, it's DK will get the best corner, but Tyler Lockett is the number 1, and that's just
He's a
because
better route runner.
DK
Tyler Lockett
is-
a better route
DK
runner.
DK
DK
does
is the
good when
big
everyone's
play
on
guy.
Tyler Lockett.
exactly
Because you saw what Tyler Lockett did against the
the
Cardinals.
first
He
time.
put up 3
the first
touchdowns.
time they played the Cardinals, Pat Pete was on DK all night. DK did nothing. It was his worst game this year. Tyler Lockett went off.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tyler Lockett, they're both good receivers.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I truly think, and again, this is Jackson. Though honestly, the only reason why Mahomes might not win is like what Mike said before, and I agree with your statement that greatness should always be great. Like we started to say, if someone wins it once, everyone's like, oh well, he can't win it again. But he really, I mean, if he continues his numbers, he probably should. But in all honesty, whoever wins the NFC West will most likely. I mean, I think if Kyler Murray somehow wins the NFC West, if he somehow the Arizona Cardinals are number 1 in that division, I feel like maybe he should get the award. The reason why I feel like he's leaning towards Russell Wilson is not because of his numbers, is because everyone since the beginning of the season has been saying these exact words. Oh, he's never won it before. Let Russ cook. Do it. This is why, and he's putting up good numbers. Don't get me wrong.
I
But
want to put another point when you're done. Go ahead.
but I feel like there's already some bias saying it's Russell Wilson's year. We're going to give him some votes, and he's going to win this, rather than these other guys. Go ahead.
Russell Wilson's got good receivers to throw the ball to. The running game's been a bit lackluster with Chris Carson hurt, but once Chris Carson comes back, they're going to be solid. But his offensive line is bad. I know all you guys see the offensive line. Russell Wilson needs to scramble around. He is the 2nd most sacked quarterback in the league. He's been sacked 33 times. And he's putting up these numbers with a bad offensive line. I think it's an incredibly impressive stat line. And I think that's the reason why he's got 10 interceptions.
Mike, how many teams have a great offensive line though? Let's be honest.
The Colts?
Seattle's
If you look
offensive
at-
line is not that bad.
No, they're bad. He's the 2nd most sacked quarterback in football. If you look at
Is
let's
that
look-
his
hold on,
fault?
hold on. Let's look.
He also does that to himself a lot.
Let's look how
Because
many
he tries to
times Kyler
extend
Murray-
plays.
So does Kyler
That
Murray.
play you showed us earlier in the clip, he should have been sacked, and that was his fault
Not
trying to extend a play.
The offensive
But
line
he
is
also
bad.
makes some plays off of it.
The offensive line is not good. If you look at any of the top guys we are talking about, they are not sacked even close to 33 times. Kyler Murray plays the same type of football as Lamar Jackson does, except for last week because of his shoulder injury, he wasn't running around a lot. He's only been sacked 16 times.
Yeah, but can I
And if you
add though?
Look at Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes only been sacked 12 times. So Russell Wilson is dealing with a worse offensive line. You Pro Football Focus will say, everyone will say the Seahawks offensive line is not good. They haven't been good.
All I'm trying to say is this though, not that I'm discrediting. I love Russell Wilson's play, but give credit where credit's due with Kyler Murray. That dude should be dead he should be sacked hundreds times in the games, but he's able to escape. That should not like we're saying, all right, he's not the most sacked quarterback, but is it because of his offensive line or is it because of himself? He's using his legs better than Russell Wilson is. Russell Wilson, I saw him against Buffalo. I personally watched the Buffalo game. I didn't watch much of the Los Angeles game, but I watched him against Buffalo, and he was just like, I don't know what the hell he was. He was just like folding up like a lawn chair inside the pocket. Like he wasn't using his feet like he usually does. So I see Kyler Murray make plays with his feet. Again, not discrediting Russell Wilson. But what I'm saying is I honestly think the Arizona Cardinals offensive line might be worse than the Seattle Seahawks.
You're 100% incorrect. 100% incorrect. The Seahawks, even the Saints, all the MVP contenders we're talking about have a better offensive line than the Seattle Seahawks. If you turn on a game and watch with your eyeballs, you see he's got to get rid of the ball quick. That's why he needs to extend plays a lot of the time. Their offensive line is not good. It is the worst offensive line out of the 4 guys we are talking about right now.
Let me see something. Anyone else want to add something real fast?
I want to talk about Aaron Rodgers for a minute.
I
think-
got disrespected. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, he's putting up almost exactly the same as Mahomes has. One more touchdown and 2 more interceptions. But also, who's he throwing the ball to? Devontae Adams and who else? Yeah, exactly. I think
It's Valdez, Scantling.
exactly. Alan Lazard.
Lazard's been hurt. He doesn't
So
even have-
it's like I don't want to get into Aaron Rodgers, but I'm saying he should definitely be he is in the conversation. And honestly, I believe if somehow the Seahawks don't win the West, I don't think it should even go to Kyler Murray. I think if Mahomes isn't in it, it might be Rodgers. That's all I got to say about that. But
Could be. It could be Rodgers. Rodgers is playing mad after they drafted a quarterback.
absolutely.
Good. All right. I think that kind of wraps things up for the most part. And I got to say one thing about your statement. Honestly, for most valuable player, I think all of us can honestly say that Alvin Kamara honestly does deserve to have a chance to get the award, although, I mean, it's highly unlikely. But again, you made a claim. Hopefully, the NFL will start opening up their eyes, right? It should be the most valuable player, and he gets the ball a hell of a lot. Anything else from anybody?
Nope.
That's all. Guys, let us know in the comment section below who you think is the most valuable player of 2020. Let us know your predictions. Let us know who you think won this debate. And sign off now, me,
Mike.
Jackson.
And then.
from Sports Talk. Mike, we are.
Built better.
See you guys soon. Peace.